Labor of a thing, wait till you experience it. Because the day I went into labor, it was nothing like I imagined. Wait till you experience it. All these people saying labor is this, labor is that. It is best explained when you have experienced it firsthand. So stay tuned with me while we narrate to you what actually happened, how I went into labor on the day I gave birth. Stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Okereke Chidima Godson Kaduri. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and today I will be sharing with every one of you one of the most unforgettable days of my life. The day I went into labor, everything that happened, everything I experienced, and everything that came by that day is what I'm going to tell you in this particular video. So do not miss it because I'm going to be spilling raw truth, raw facts, and everything that went down till I gave birth and I held my baby for the first time. Come with me and watch. For all mothers wanting to get into labor, don't worry, your time is coming. Now listen to my story, what happened. Already, I was over 10 months. That is over 36, a bit 36 weeks, or how do they put it? So, a day before I went into labor, I actually went for scan, and the sonographer there, I told her, I said, she said, yes, you are 10, and it's time for you to have the baby. But I told her, I said, labor is not forthcoming. She now told me that since it's my first pregnancy, that I might need to wait till 42 weeks before giving birth or before going into labor. I was like, ah, God, please, oh. And she now told me that already a family friend of my husband, which is actually a doctor, now told my husband that if I did not go into labor within the week, that they will have to induce me. Brethren, I have heard enough about induction, and I know the pain and what it entails. I've seen people run practically mad after receiving that hot drip. I was now praying. I said, God, instead of me to even have induction, I would better go for what? Elective CS. So that day we came back, I met my midwife. She also examined me. She was like, it's as if your baby is heading down, but you have not dilated. But with the muco I kind of examined and brought out, this is something that indicates that you might go into labor. I was like, God, please do it for me. Please do it for me. Oh, okay. So on getting home that day now in the evening, I normally just eat and maybe go to bed. My husband now came back. He said that I bought you catfish pepper soup. I said well, I'm not supposed to eat anything peppery now. He said, don't worry, oh, this particular catfish pepper soup I bought for you, it's very, very nice. I said let me taste it. My people, that was how I started eating the catfish pepper soup. It was a whole point and kill fish, and I would say I ate half of it and I drank the water. And guess what? I went to bed. In the morning now, I woke up normally because then I was still serving in the youth school with NYSC. If you're a Nigerian, you know what I mean. So I wanted to go to my place of primary assignments, my PPA that morning. I got up to take my bath. It was around 6:37 when I saw a blood stain. I put water on my body again, only for me to want to urinate, and I saw something like is drawing, but it has actually have this red color, and it has this muco. I called my midwife immediately. I told her, I said because I normally talk and with my maid, and I will advise you, if you're a TTC mom or if you're a pregnant mom, if you are going for labor or if you're pregnant, please always make sure you are in a hospital that you can communicate freely with a particular midwife or a doctor, as the case may be, because I think that relationship can help you to explain yourself better and you feel more relaxed. So that morning I called my midwife and we actually just, and I said that I'm even taking my battle. Look at what I saw. She said that's labor, but since you are a first time mom, let's say you will not even give birth today, maybe you will give birth tomorrow morning. And what she's telling me is, It was 7 a.m. that day, and she was telling me that I should not worry, I should take my bath and go, that she doesn't want to keep me in the hospital, that the next morning, practically maybe at night, I will now coins the next morning I will give birth, because I'm a first time mom and my body have not opened and all that. I said okay. I took my bath, got ready. It was as if normal mind cramps for period. I just said, "Ah, this is something I can manage." My people, I went to the school where I carry out my primary assignment for NYC. I got there. So it was my time to take the children. I went to the first period. They had me. They came to call me. I went there. I thought coming down, because it's actually a story building. I climbed up the step. Coming down now, it was I was now finding it hard. I said, "What's happening? I'm having this hope." Please do not mind my baby. My baby is the one at the background making this noise. So at the my abdomen, there's this hotness there. I said, "What's happening?" I came down again. When I came down now, I noticed this. I called my midwife. I said, "Ah, it's as if this thing is coming and going." She said, "Yes. Now, labor has started properly. That the contraction will continue to come. That I should take note of them. That if they come close to each other, that if the minutes are no longer long apart, then I will know that I'm dilated or I'm dilating very, very well." I said, okay. So at first, I started noticing, I chatted my husband up because he went to work. And apart from that, he was now the one telling me that, he's a Google person. He went to go and Google everything that I should take note, I should start timing. I said, me, I don't even have time. When I know that labor has started properly was when I stood up in between periods to go and teach my students, and I told my co-teacher that I wanted to go and urinate. So I pick up the bag I brought from home, and she was now like, "Ah, copper, you don't pick up your bag when you are going to urinate. You normally drop your bag. It is only when you are going home, that is when you pick up your bag and go home." I said, "No, I just want to pick up my bag, that there is a money in my bag, that because I didn't want anyone to notice that I was having something like that, the African way." So I pick up my bag and I went to go and urinate. Brethren, when I when I bent down to urinate, to stand up was a problem. I finished urinating, but I just stayed there for some minutes before I gather momentum and strength to pull myself up and stood up. Ah, the school was to close by 3 p.m. that day. And I said, if I go home before this 3 p.m., these teachers will notice. I said, okay. I started moving around, and this chatty person, I would just gist and chat. And along the line, I would buy some biscuits and eat. I have not even eaten anything they cooked that day, apart from the catfish pepper soup I ate the previous day. So I was just buying snacks and all that. Glory be to God, it was 3 p.m. I came back home. So when I came back home, I started that day. I said, today I'm making beans and yam. My people, I went to the kitchen and started preparing beans and yam. Yes, the contractions were there. They were now coming, I think every 5 5, I'll be every 3 3, I'll be 5 5 minutes. I just put what helped me bear, I would say, your mind can help you bear some pain, because what I actually felt that day, I just put it in my mind that as so long this pain has a particular time to stop, I will go through it and I will survive. That was just my mindset. Once it comes, I will just sit down and bear it very well. Then I will know that in a minute's time or in 5 minutes, it will leave me. That was my hope. And that was what helped me. I went through till I cooked, I ate with those pains like that, because I did not want to bother anyone. My husband came back from work around 5 p.m. It was like, you have not gone to the hospital. What are you doing? I said, no, my midwife said. So I in the around 6 p.m. my midwife called me again. She was like, how far? I said, the thing is still going on. She said, okay, we thank God. You will give birth tomorrow morning. I said, okay. She said, but since you are a first time mom, I will want you to come to the hospital from 8 p.m. I said, okay. It wasn't up to 8 p.m. Oh. 7:30, my husband went to go and warm up the car. For TTC mothers and pregnant mothers, I want to tell you that if you are moving about with labor pains, it's bearable. But the moment you sit down in one place, that is where you will know what is labor. That's when where you will know the pain that what comes with what labor. This is my real life story that I'm telling you. You can move around, you will bear it. But the moment you are asked to sit, that car was hell for me. I preferred that day that they will ask me to use leg to walk to the hospital than staying in a car that's sitting one place. No amount of sorry. There is nothing. So I came to the hospital. I met some women there. My midwife will check them. They will say, ah, no, you go back home tomorrow. I was in my mind. I will say, hey, all these women that have given birth before, they are even asking them to go back home. Me, that is the first time that I'm even giving birth. I say, let me say until tomorrow evening before I give birth. So I now told my midwife, I said, the way my body is doing me, somehow. She now said, okay, let me examine you. I just want to examine you. It's not as if maybe you have not dilated fully yet. Immediately she checked me. She said, you're fully dilated though. Wait. Oh. Do not stand up again. Any moment from now, your water will break. This is something I want to say that from 7:30 through to 9 p.m. I gave birth. Yes. That was how I gave birth. But what she told me, she said those stairs that I climbed during when I was teaching and going about, that was what helped me dilated, and I did not even notice. So should I tag this particular experience my sweet labor story? There is nothing sweet about it. The pain is just that it is short-lived. But for somebody that can bear pain from 7 a.m. in the morning through to 9 p.m. before she gave birth, I think is what I will still call it a strong labor story. That is what I want to say today. This is my experience from the 7 p.m. through to 7:30 that I went to the hospital and I was examined. Immediately, when I was on the bed, my midwife said, oh, if this water is not going to break, I'm going to break this water myself. That is the water my baby is inside. Before she was bringing her faucet to break the water, to tear the water sack and all that, my water broke. That was how I was asked to start pushing with contraction. What I said that day. What I saw that day. I cannot explain it in details again, no, because according to them, they said a woman is supposed to forget about the labor pain so that she can give birth again. That if every woman should was remember what they passed through in the labor room, that no one would give birth more than once. And that is the truth. I cannot explain exact day, but that day I was able to explain it. But as at now, I cannot explain the exact pain I felt that day. But I know it was excruciating. That is what I would call it. The pushes, I think up to 4 pushes, and my baby boy arrived. That was how I gave birth. My mother-in-law was just shouting, she just came to the hospital. She gave birth to God, thank you. It's now. We that we even saying till tomorrow morning. My midwife said, you dilated so fast. It was because you did not stay. Right from when my labor started, I went to go and teach, and in the school I was going up and down, and it's a story building. I was teaching the SS class, and the SS class were at the top building. So I would climb through the stairs. There is no lift, so I would climb that stairs and come down, and I went through that stairs up to 4 times that day. I'm moving around buying biscuits and all that. Came back home with what? I trekked back home. I think that was what made everything to be very fast. I think from in the hospital, I would say I spent maybe 1 hour to 30 minutes. That same night, I was discharged. And that was how I got home. So if you're a TTC mother, if you are a pregnant woman, please tap for my grace. Don't worry. You will give birth safely. This is my words. Birth. This is the raw truth. There is nothing I removed there. Should I say maybe the catfish pepper soup helped me to go into labor. That is something I cannot tell. But I know that a day before I went into labor, I went for scan, and the only thing I ate that night was what? Catfish pepper soup. It was very peppery, but I ate it and I drank the water. The next morning, I saw my mucus plug and I went into labor from 7 a.m. through to 9 p.m. In the hospital, that was when I gave birth through the VG. So thank you for watching. If you have watched up to this moment, thank you very much. Subscribe and tell me, what is your birth experience? What did you experience during labor and how did it treat you? Is this your first time or you are what? You have been a mother since. So I want to know your experience. I want to know how you have what gone through it and how did the pain treat you. For me, this is what I experienced. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.